And that's the problem with that place. It's a fucking prison. It's a fucking prison.
There you go, guys. How's it going? It's a prison.
And that's the problem with that place.
Prison, right? Yeah, it's more than a prison. It's more like a farm. A bullshit lion farm, too.
And that's the problem with that place. Fucking prison.
Yeah, see, I guess I'll start off with the protests lately that have been going on here in Toronto and stuff. I used to go to them weekly and even bi-weekly and stuff like that because I was trying to support freedom. And I was doing a lot of the Save the Children stuff on Wednesday evenings and stuff down by the CN Tower here in Toronto at Lower Front Street and Simcoe Street. And that was a good little gig. It was nice we were doing it in the summertime, but I take flags down there and we hand out brochures and stuff like that, trying to, give jab awareness stuff, right? And that went okay for a while. And then on the Saturdays, I was hitting Queen's Park and a few other different places and stuff like this. Plus, I was going to Ottawa and Montreal and all kinds of places in Ontario too. I got my $880 fine in Woodstock, Ontario, February of 2021 for providing a hot meal and cleaning the new winter clothing to the homeless there at 7 p.m. It was like minus 20 degrees and we were giving hot meals and stuff out, and I got my $880 fine for that. And I don't do this for the money, and I did a little thing the other day in regards to what was going on at Queen's Park, and this is Worldwide Rally number 11, and I didn't go. I got no time for that kind of stuff anymore until they clean up their act. I got no time of day for the mentality that's going on down there. It's a Babylonian system that we live in right now. It's a Babylonian beast system, and this is what we got ourselves living in today. And with all the weirdos that we're attending down there, it's this Queen's Park rally, and all the lying bullshitters. I mean, I'm telling you, you got this Chris wannabe fly down there trying to be the next mayor of Toronto. Are you kidding me? Really? You think so, guys? Every single class act that was down there speaking and barfing out their bullshit are the ones you better watch out for. Okay, this is why I don't go down there anymore. I don't hang around with scum, right? It's bullshit, okay? Every one of these groups that are out there, I don't care who you're with, you're lying. You don't even know where you are, right? This whole situation that we got ourselves living in today is a nightmare, right? I'm doing this for the kids, trying to straighten out this situation to the best that I can. But it's almost a dead-end program, especially when I'm dealing with these retarded people that think they're going to change the system that we live in. It's a broken system, 110%. We've been infiltrated by these supposed, what you call these politicians that are not even politicians. They don't even represent you. We haven't ever had a constitution in Canada, right? December 11th was the monarchy of Queen Elizabeth's end in 1931. We should have had our sovereignty back then, but the same bullshit picked up the game. All this Freemasonic crap. Every mofo that's involved with the Freemasons is a retarded son of a bitch. Okay, and they sold their soul. And this is where you're on a soul farm as it is. Okay, they don't need you for your money. Do you know that there's 36 billion cells in your body? Each one is worth 1.4 volts. Each individual person is worth about 60 billion volts walking around. Then you want to talk about circuit board cities. Then you stack all these people in these apartment buildings and stuff like that they want in their 15-minute cities.
The old cynicism is gone. We have faith in our leader.
You have no idea where you are. Everything is a fear-based situation down here, and that's why all these rallies and shit got to keep pushing fear as well, right? And stupidness. And if you really believe that any of these grifters is going to change anything in your life, you got another thing coming, guys. Really. Oh, at least I could slap you upside the head. Right? Wake up.
All these mentions they're all addicting.
My God. There ain't nobody down there going to change a damn thing. That's why every son of a bitch is up there in Ottawa dancing in circles and they ain't getting nowhere. Right? The parasites are running the show. Right? We got imposters as what you call these politicians. And they're not, they're all related to each other. And if you think the Nazis lost World War II, you got another thing coming. Right? Germany lost World War II. The Nazis just, Operation Paperclip, the real bad ones just came right over here. Okay? And if you think the Nuremberg one was a go, that was a complete shit show. So where's your Nuremberg 2 gonna go? Right? It was all rigged. Everything's rigged. You live in a world of lies, okay? And this is where I gotta give up on these guys because I can't hang around with them, man. Anybody that's involved with these retards, no thank you, man, because there's no truth coming out of it, right? Truth is what we gotta have going on here. You want the truth? 85% of this world's screwed up, okay? Totally screwed. Basically, they're atheistic motherfuckers. Pardon me for swearing like you, but hey, I sorry about the last video, but hey, the thing is, they're all addicted to a cell phone. It says it even in the Bible to cut off your right hand to spite your nose, per se. You know what I'm saying? Because you're all doing too many damn selfies. I haven't owned a cell phone now in 6 years, right? I don't own a television. I have no damn microwaves. I don't have none of the stupidness. I got a mountain of books here. I take care of my brain in a healthy way. I have water distiller. The whole thing is crazy, right? But I take care of myself, right? And I know the whole thing that we're living in is a mind job, right? This thing that they got us living in is crazy. You think you're at the top of the food chain, do you? That's right, huh? That's why you got 96% of the world's population working their ass off, with 3% keeping the 96% in check, with 1% running all the big gig, right? All these big families and stuff like that, they got a point. They don't want to have nothing to do with us. In fact, they're getting ready to pull the plug on the game. And I'll tell you one thing, whatever happened in Babylon, which is going to happen here, it'll happen again. See, what happened in Babylon is when they pulled the plug on that situation where they had the technology back in the day when Nimrod had all his weapons of war and all this kind of shit going on. This is all nothing new, right? They pulled the plug back then, and everybody ended up running out of food, and they started eating each other. Yeah, take a look at all the catacombs in Paris, France. There's 400 miles worth of catacombs under Paris, and the first 6 miles they found 25 million bones for 25 million people, I believe, in the first six kilometers of it, right? Plus there's catacombs in Odessa. There's 2,000 miles of catacombs in Odessa. There's all these crypts and stuff all over Europe and all over everywhere, with all these bones everywhere, skull and bones all over the place. And even the Roman Catholic Church, even under Rome, has got all these crazy things going on too, where they got these churches all designed with these skulls and weird shit, man. These guys eat people, man. Anyway, I'm not going to get too crazy on it, but this is where you're at, right? Do you think your money's what they want you for? Really? That's right, Tommy. Towers to the dome. You see, if you make the money out of thin air, and you can't own property, because once you have your house paid for, you still got to pay property taxes. If you don't pay your property taxes, you got to move out. You register your car, you're giving that to the Crown. That's the Crown Mafia. That's Regis. They give it back to you with stipulations to use your vehicle. Insurance, license, plates, yada yada, inspections. If you don't, you can't drive it. You know, in 1950, on a single income, you could have a home, a car, and put 2 kids through college. And your wife didn't have to work. But they switched that around. They made it look like the guy was having fun and the woman was getting screwed, and next thing you know, they told her to wear her bra. And next thing you know what to do? You got a babysitter watching your kids while the government's raising your family, and you're both, your husband and your wife, are out there paying taxes for these retarded motherfucking parasites.
It's definitely there. It's a new morning in America.
Really?
Fresh.
And you think you're free?
The old cynicism.
You gotta take a look at something. You gotta start reading up on this stuff. You're not free.
We're optimistic as to what becomes of it.
The end of the human condition. This book is wild, man. But it goes through everything about what we are and what we should be. Right? We should be living in our heart and using our instinctive intuition. But instead we're living in our head all the time. Fighting and always judging and ego, and it's all like this. You live too much in your damn head, right?
Stick in your head.
Anyway, stick in your head.
All these mixes stick in my head. All these mixes stick in my head.
You think you're free. You know that every religion was created by the one source? Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing. Jesus was here, I figure, about 1,000 years ago. Right? The real deal. Right? The Cathars knew him, the Albigensians, the Muslims knew him, and the Jews knew him as a real dude. Right? He was a great, he did excellent stuff, but his whole idea about this whole gig, Jesus didn't come down here to fix this place. When Satan took him to the top of the mountain and he showed him his kingdoms on a flat realm, right? Couldn't do that on a spinning ball, by the way. He said, all you gotta do is bow down to me, and you can have what you want, dude.
Just people are so programmed.
They're programmed. He said, no, man. I didn't come here to hang out with you. I'm not of this world. I just came here to show whoever wants to hang out how to get the hell out of here. Because this is a soul farm. And they can reincarnate you back into this shit show apparently too. So check that one out. Listen, I kind of know what's going on a bit. I had to learn how to walk. I said in the last video 4 times, but actually it's 5 times considering when I had to learn how to walk since I was crawling on the carpet. You know what I mean? I've had motorcycle crashes, car accidents, operations where they had to take metal and stuff out of my body, and I've had to start again. I was in a coma for 2 months, and then I was in the hospital for 5 months on that one. And that was a crazy trip, man, because I had no heart. All I had was a heartbeat. I mean, I've got sores in my body where everything shut down. I had a bald spot in the back of my head where my head was leaning against the wall for 4 days before they even found me. See? I've been doing this since I was a kid, studying how crazy this world is and what am I doing here. You know, I'm a highly educated grade 4 because right after grade 4, when I always talk about when my mother passed away, that was it. I kind of like left the game, and mentally I kind of bucked the system. I said, this ain't right. And then I spent the rest of my teen years going through some crazy stuff, man. I mean, I was 13 years old the first time I banged speed, right? I didn't, you know, it wasn't a full-time thing with me, but I just checked it out. You know, I did that for about a month. And then I went on years of LSD, peyote, and mushrooms, and cocaine, and heroin, and black beauties, and all these crazy pills, and MDMA, and mescaline, and all this crazy whole 1970s crazy partying times, you know what I'm saying? And then in 1982 I got in my motorcycle accident, and that's when things kind of slowed down on me, because actually I was going to get 4 kilos of blonde hash for a buddy of mine, Brian, and that's when I T-boned Ontario Hydro executive making a left-hand turn in front of me at Mississauga Road in Lakeshore here in Toronto. That's Mississauga. But that's what happened to me in 1982, July 29th. Then I couldn't walk for 3 years. And then when I was unable to walk, I was having these out-of-body experiences where I was leaving my body and looking at myself laying on the couch. Because I couldn't walk. If if I wanted to go to the bathroom, I basically had to crawl across the carpet at that point, because I was getting out on these weekend passes and stuff like that from the hospital when I was rehabbing. And I was living with my nurse from my hospital, so it was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? The stuff I've been through is crazy. My father died of prostate cancer. I went through years and years of serious thousands of dollars a day of drug habits with cocaine and heroin, and my lifestyle was insane. Until I got about 30 years old. And then my wife got pregnant with when my wife got pregnant the first time. She had a miscarriage, and she got pregnant again. And then I became father with my daughter. And then we went through a kind of a crazy little spell there. And then I ended up becoming a full-time father with my daughter when she was 6 years old. And I went through a spell of about 20 years of being a full-time single father, operating and owning the Halifax Regional Furniture Bank Society, which I was helping out thousands of people with bedding, tables and chairs, couches, TVs, you name it. I was doing everything I could to help out the needy. That's what I do, right? And I don't know, man. It's just
The feeling is definitely
it's
there.
just
It's a new morning in America. Fresh, vital. The old cynicism is
yeah, it's crazy, man. So then I do a lot to try and help people out. I've always done a lot to help people out. I used to speak in high schools about all my shit, and I did 11 high schools in 2 years, 800 kids at a time. I spoke for the Minister of Health for Ontario, Deb Mathers when she was Minister of Health, but then she became the Minister of Education. So how does that work? I don't know. I spoke at George Brown, I spoke at the U of T, I spoke at doctors' clinics. I actually had some Humber College students come over to my house and do a flat earth, flat realm, truther kind of documentary on me for about 6 weeks back in 2018, 17 or 18. I put that on my YouTube. Anyway, what I'm getting at is all these protests and all this bullshit out there. You gotta start figuring out what's going on here. Because what they want to do is basically give us our 15-minute cities, which is basically ghettos that they had in Nazi Germany, right? Where you gotta have passports to get out of your 15-minute ghetto. And this is where we gotta put an end to this. Because like I said, I've got grandkids and stuff like that. Dancing around Queen's Park, listening to these retarded wannabe homosexual porn stars with a wife that's got fucking girlfriends, and listening to these guys that are dealing with the fucking clown show. The clown show, you know that the Nephilim look like clowns? The Nephilim are still here. Okay, and if you don't understand this kind of stuff, then you gotta put your head out of your backside, right? Whatever these things are, they're still here. That's why we're all working our ass off and we're coming out of it with nothing. You spend your whole lifetime trying to figure out what's going on, and then when you get old, you can't even get any of your kids to come over to your house and change your dirty ass because you can't do nothing anymore. That's the society that we've got. Where back in the day, the family would take care of their own, right? But now they got everybody farming everybody out. It's stupidness, right? And everybody's getting ripped off, right? I got ripped off for a lot of things in my life, man. I gave my father a 40-foot yacht. I thought that was going to be coming back to me when he passed away from prostate cancer, right? But because I had a cocaine habit that was exceeding most people's rent every day, right? My father figured he wouldn't give it to me, he would give it to my younger brother, and then that way I wouldn't be spending it on legal fees, which never happened. Anyway, I got screwed out of that, man. And, you know, that was a big investment for me to do, because I bought that yacht for my father because he was dying, and that was his big thing about, you know, boating and stuff. So I tried to fix him up, and then I got screwed. You know, my little brother had my father's will changed 3 months before he passed away. Didn't tell me or my older brother, so we all get bit in the ass, right? Are you so dumb? That's the way it goes here, man.
doubt.
It's a shithole, man. We're in hell now. Alex Jones calls it a prison planet. Because it is. It's a breakout. There we go, guys.
It's the parasite.
You take some mushrooms, help you out with your depression and shit. There's a penis of me once. Real powerful mushrooms, that's the nose. I smoke my weed. I'll take some mushrooms every once in a while. I don't do none of the fucking pharmaceutical shit. I don't go to no doctors. I don't listen to none of these quacks. You know, I'll tell you one thing right now. Doctors don't cure a damn thing. They work for big fucking pharma.
Holy psychopathic dude.
And I'm going to go to a rally and listen to some fucking dog breath doctor tell me how he got double vote and he's going to be worth listening to. Every single one of these rallies, they're grifting hard. They're getting paid by the opposition. I'll tell you one thing right now. Big Pharma is a military operation. Everything is a military industrial complex operation. And I'll tell you one thing right now, all these speakers that are down there at these Queen's Park and bullshit these days, with this grody ledger freak, right? And all this bullshit with this, now she's pushing this cop. She wants us to give her donations to help out the cop that got charged for protesting or something. I don't give a shit. Cops don't help us out, man. Cops work for the man, right? 85% of the Toronto Police Force are Freemasons. 85% of the fire department are Freemasons. And 80% of the TTC in Toronto are Freemasons. Freemasons are the problem. And if you don't think any of these people that are involved with these rallies aren't Freemasons, you're nuts. That's why they're puke breaths, and I don't want to be around that kind of shit. I got a spirit and I got a soul in my body, and I want to keep it clean. And when I go around garbage, it makes me feel like I'm going to be sick. That's why I try and keep myself, physically fit the best I can. And I don't like being around people that can't fucking tell the truth, right? And I hate swearing, but sometimes I just get tired of dealing with the bullshit. I'm in my 60s, man. Do you think I'm tired? I'm much older than all these people down at Queen's Park. And I'll tell you one thing right now, they ain't got half the experience I got in my big toe, right? And I'm telling you, I've been around. And I fucking sold my drugs, and I know all kinds of people, and I've been in jail, and I've fucking been in drug rehabs, and I've been around the world too. This place is a fucking nightmare, right? It's always a battle. It's been a battle since I fucking basically turned 10, right? And it's been crazy since, right? And if you guys ain't figuring out what's going on, I don't know what to do. I read up the stuff on day and night, and I try and help people out in a positive way. I was going down to Queen's Park and giving them all the support I could, taking down almost 100 flags, taping them up every week or whatever I could do. Some weeks I only take down 30 flags. It depends what I could do, because I also work as well, and then doing this on the side, right? Haven't worked in a little bit now, but I'm still, I was doing my thing and doing it while I was working, and still, I got shit on. So, I mean, you can take your grifters and you can keep giving them all your money, and you can go to your barbecues. They had the pickup truck convoy get together in Winnipeg, and I guess they said was maybe 1,000 people showed up, if you're lucky, right? I think the papers were saying only a couple hundred, but I figured it was probably about 1,000 from what I'm hearing on the true side of things. I mean, this is where, what do you think these things are going to do? Are they going to change anything for you? Are they really going to help you out figure what you're doing here? If the word comes out the pipe that there's going to be no electricity and there's going to be no internet and stuff for a while, what are you going to do then? Right? What happens if there's no food? Right? What happens if there's no clean water to drink? Are you ready for that kind of stuff, guys? Or are you too busy going down to Queen's Park looking for a hot dog and a hamburger party? Right? Don't worry. I got Chris Guy going to be my mayor. Are you kidding me? Really, guys? You got to shake your head, man. And I don't, the people that are commenting on my posts and stuff like that, I mean, I like the guys who are saying, I'm correct, because I mean, people can see through the bullshit. But the ones that are so caught up in it, the 85% of the ones that got a goddamn fucking cell phone in their hand, these are the people that you take that cell phone away from them, they won't know what to do with themselves. And I don't want to be around a world of people like that. You see what I'm saying? This is where people are just totally gone. And if you want to follow all these retarded people and these lying, grifting sons of bitches going down to these rallies, go ahead, right? I'm just trying to help you out in a good, positive, God-loving way. But, the thing is, even the real Jesus didn't come here to change this place, man. So what are you going to think you're going to do? Why do you think you're here, right? You think you're here to pay rent or keep paying your bills until you get old enough where you can't even walk anymore? I got a friend of mine, Louis. He's 80 years old. He's got Parkinson's, man. 2 years ago, this guy was doing great. He just spent $14,000 getting a lift to take him up the stairs because he can't even walk anymore. Right? My brother went by to go see him the other day. He's like this. That's what you get when you turn 80? You better hope you got $14,000 to get you a lift to get you up to your stairs, man. This is where this whole game's screwed up. These guys spray our skies. I haven't heard anybody talking about them daily, constantly spraying our skies with their climate engineering and who knows what the fuck they got going on, right? But nobody's talking about this shit on a daily basis down at the rallies, and they should be, right? We're being sprayed by like ants in a cabbage patch. I've been doing that stuff for years, but now we can't talk about that kind of stuff at the rally because it's not worth it. But we can have some asshole politician come down there and barf all over everybody, and we're supposed to listen to that horse shit? Get lost, man. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a good day. Not trying to be a bonehead. You got to check what you're doing here. This is beyond what you could even imagine what's going on right now. This Great Reset is more than what you could even imagine.